Hello guys and welcome to the first video of the Blackjack tutorial using Java. For these videos we're going to need Eclipse and a JDK. I'm going to have in the description below links for both of them to be downloaded. So let's go ahead and open Eclipse. So I have already created a project so that I can show you what it's going to look like when we create it. So most of you should be familiar with the Blackjack game. Both you and the dealer start with 2 cards. Our total now is 3 plus 7, that makes 10, and you get 2 options. One is to hit and one is to stay. So of course in order to win we have to have a greater total than the dealer, but it must not surpass the number 21, otherwise we lose. So let's go ahead and hit. We got 17, so let's now stay, but we're so unlucky. The dealers got 21 already. Should we play more? Let's play more. Now we've got 21 and we have just won the game. So let's not play anymore. Let's say that it is a tie. So what we got here? We got a main method which is needed to start the program. A GUI, sorry, a main class, not a main method. A GUI class in which everything is displayed. It's the biggest one. A card class, which is used for the cards to be created, and also used for the game. And I also created a message class for this log that I created down here. So you might think there's almost 1,000 lines of code in this project. It's going to be super hard. No, it's going to be super easy, I promise, guys. Step by step we're going to create everything and you're gonna see how easy it really is. So without any more hesitation, let's go ahead and click File, New, Java Project. You can go ahead and name it Blackjack. I have already named my old project as Blackjack, so I'm gonna name this one BJ. You can name it whatever you like and click Finish. So let's go in here now and click and right click, go to New Class and create our main class. Make sure you click this to avoid to save some time. It will automatically generate a main method. So and also right click again and create another class called GUI. Do not click this this time. We do not need a main method in our GUI class. So let's go right here and type just what I type. It might confuse you if it's the first time you're creating a Java project, but I'm going to explain everything to you, don't worry. Implements runnable. So an error message is going to appear here. Just click on it and double click add unimplemented methods. The reason that this warning, actually not error, appeared is that we implemented runnable, but we did not have the run method. So now we do. And go in here and say new thread, new main dot start. Okay, what this does is starts a brand new thread that is going to run this method right here, this class right here, and run everything that is in this method. So you might wonder, why do we need this method right here? The reason is that we want to refresh our screen while the game is running. So what do we need the run method for if there is no interface with the user? So let's go ahead and create a graphic user interface. So type GUI with capital and then lowercase letters. This is the type of the item and this is the item, equals new GUI. So what we're doing here is we create a new GUI item. You can name it whatever you want, for example, dogs, cats, waterfall, but we're naming it GUI because it's the only one we're going to have. We're not going to have any other GUI items, and it is the most relevant thing that we can use. So now let's go in our GUI class and import some stuff. So type import javax.swing. Oh, come on, computer. Are you serious? Oh my god. Okay, import javax.swing. Then import java.util and also java.out. Okay, this is almost everything we need to import. We're gonna import some more stuff later. So let's go ahead and build a constructor for our GUI class. So type public GUI, and what we need to do now is right here extend our GUI. So type extends JFrame. So what JFrame is some built-in functions with windows and some other stuff that are ready to use for you, so that you do not need to build a new window from scratch. So the only thing that we need to do is set the size of the window, make it visible to the user, also say if it's going to be resizable or not, and set a title and other stuff. So let's go ahead and say that we want the dimensions to be let's say it should be, so in order to be able to change the dimensions later, let's go ahead and create two integers which are going to be called actual width, AW for actual width, and set it equal to 1280, and AH for actual height, and make it 800. So let's go in here and say this set size and say AW and AH. So this is going to set the size of our window to 1280 by 800. But let's go in here and add 6 here and 29 here, and I'm going to explain that later in just 2 minutes. So let's go ahead and set a title. It's that simple. Set size, set title. It's super easy, like I promised. So our title is simply going to be Blackjack. Come on. Great. So now let's go ahead and make it visible. So type this dot set visible, and in here true. So what this does is whenever our window is created, our GUI item up here, it is not visible to the user. We have to make it visible. I mean, the computer, we will run everything in the background, but we're not going to be able to see it. What I mean, let's go in here where we have our application ready, and you can see that I run it and everything is working just fine. But if I go down here and make our set visible false and run this again, we get nothing. Nothing happens. Actually, everything is running just right, but we can see nothing because this is set to false. If I set it back to true and to run this again, we can see everything. So this line right here is responsible for making our window visible. Let's move on and say this dot set resizable false. Okay. What this does is let me run this. Okay, this is our window now. Okay. Normally, if I set it back to true, we are able to resize our window, just like most of the windows. Okay, but since it's going to be really confusing and it's going to be much harder to build an app that is going to have a resizable window, we're going to set it to false so that the user is not going to mess around with our window. We do not want him to do that, or her. So, and the last one we're going to need is this dot set default close operation, and in here type jframe dot exit on close. What this line of code does is tell our computer that whenever we click the X button, we want it to close. You're gonna tell me, isn't it gonna close without this line of code? Let's see. Yep, it is. But this is the correct way to ensure that it is going to terminate. So, actually, it is going to if we have this line of code, you can see that we're running. You can see that red square here, and if we close it, oh, it's done. It stopped running. But without this line of code, it is still running. So that means we just close the window and our application is still running on the background. So we need this to kill our thread. So now we're done creating our window. Oh, and I forgot to tell you what those are about. You can see right here on the top and on the edges that this is a blue line, so it has to cover some pixels from our application. So each line of the foreground is precisely 3 pixels on Windows 10. I'm not sure how many pixels exactly it is on other Windows versions or on a Mac or in Linux, but on Windows 10 it's exactly 3 pixels. And this white bar on the top is exactly 26, so that makes it 3 plus 3, 6 for the width. This is 6 right here, and 6 plus 6 plus 23 actually, and 3 plus 3, 6 plus 23 actually, sorry, this is 26 for the bar including the line, it makes 29. So these numbers right here, the 6 and the 29, ensure that our window is not going to consume, let's say, or cover any parts of our application. No, and you're going to tell me, 29 pixels, does it really matter? Well, you never know. So, in order to be sure that this is going to be exactly 1280 by 800 inside, we add 6 and 29 right here. So I'm gonna stop right here, guys. We have created our window, and in the next tutorial we are going to do some painting and maybe also add some buttons. So thank you guys for watching, and see you in the next video.